the essential 3 points, I think, emerging from what I was saying this afternoon, I guess would be, one, you have to have data, good, reliable data. Two, you have to have good processes that will enable you to use that data. And three, you have to be able to ensure that you can, as far as you can, bring the hearts and minds of teaching staff along with you in the use of it, so that you ensure that you move from really good, robust data to really good, effective actions that impact positively on students' performance. What were we thinking about when we actually engaged with Unity and brought that product in? Essentially, it was the revelation that I had at a summer conference in seeing that it was possible to use MIS to generate really good quality data just as it could generate finance data. And that was, this is going back some time, but 15 years ago, that was a bit of a revelation. And so we saw what an outstanding college was doing, and we saw how outstanding results for students proceeded from outstanding management of quality data. And that made it a necessity that we catch up and do that. I think there is a difficulty perhaps in balancing outcome with process. In a college where you've got very good, very well developed and very routine processes, the risk is that you simply go through the motion. You know, oh, it's October, in October we do our quality round, so let's have the usual quality round, look at the usual data, ask the usual questions, get the usual assurances, and maybe things don't actually change and develop as they should. So one needs to stand back and think, actually, what is this process there to do? What's its fundamental purpose? If its fundamental purpose is to drive up student achievement, and you're not seeing student achievement being driven up, then you have to call in question that process and think, actually, just doing the same all over again isn't going to cut the mustard. We've got to think about some other new way of getting through. It's constantly bearing in mind, I think, the ultimate aim. In other words, not letting the end get lost in the means. I think technology is increasingly able to deliver, help us deliver our mission, which is to the individual learning needs of students and transforming their lives, because technology is so wonderfully able to track individual students, and that's absolutely the key thing. Giving advice to other colleges about the data journey is always treacherous because it's so culture dependent, and I'm by no means sure that our particular journey, the route we took, would apply to other colleges. But there may be transferable things. I think the first thing is to be that there has to be commitment within the senior management team that using data to drive up quality is key. There absolutely has to be a determination in the senior management team to drive up quality. Not just to get all the hardware and software in place, but again to be focused on that end. Then there's the whole difficulty of ascertaining what is the data that you need and how is that best presented. And then there's the battle for hearts and minds, persuading teachers that this is not going to be a data cudgel that they're going to be beaten up with regularly, but that it is actually going to give them data that will enable them to produce the results that they would like to. I think data is absolutely key to enable senior management teams within colleges to face the challenges that present them. In the coming months, I think, within sixth form colleges particularly, but this may also be relevant for GFEs and for schools, managing the whole process of how the new curriculum, or the new look of the curriculum, will match with the new funding regulations will absolutely depend on understanding what student behaviour is like. To know how students are behaving over the immediate historical period, you're absolutely going to need data to tell you that. It won't perhaps give you the absolute security, but it will give you the best estimate that you can possibly make. And then I think longer term, data technology is going to revolutionise education. And I think that the impact on learning and learning technologies will absolutely transform the whole work of colleges in ways that are perhaps not immediately foreseeable, but are going to be absolutely revolutionary.